Hi, and welcome to the first ever Aim for the Head podcast. I'm Diana.
I'm Julie.
And we're so excited to get started here. First off, let's tell you a little bit about ourselves. Julie, how did you come to The Walking Dead in general?
I have been a follower of The Walking Dead since day one. Premiered on Halloween quite a few years ago.
OG.
Yes, OG. Then later on, I got into the comic books. And then Fear came out, and I was on that bandwagon right away. Didn't take much time.
Cool.
And I know that I've gathered quite a few followers myself, and Diana, you are one of them.
Yeah, in fact, spoiler alert, Julie and I worked together. And Julie would, for the first few months I worked there, do you watch Walking Dead? Oh, God, you have to watch Walking Dead.
Just watch it.
I don't know. I'm not a zombie person. And then finally I just started one weekend, binged everything that I could, and then... Everything. Got myself all caught up. I think, if memory serves, it was... we just finished season 6, so I think it was right as season 5 was getting started. Seems about right.
Yep.
And I binged to the point where I was
as caught up as you could be.
I was recording season 5, like at least the first couple of weeks before I was completely finished.
Right.
And then Julie handed off some of the comic books to me too. So.
We are a little behind on the comic books, though.
We're not 100%, but we're definitely past where the show is now. So
Absolutely.
We may have some spoiler discussions, and we do pledge to finish eventually. So eventually, those spoilers will probably get a little heavier.
And as always, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
always
spoiler, and also potty mouth alert. What can I say? So to tell you a little bit about how we started here, Julie and I would always discuss day after the typical
Monday morning
water cooler conversation.
Yeah.
And our colleague Rich would hear us talking, and he'd tell us, you guys should do a podcast on that. You should do a podcast on that. And we kept pushing him off, and finally we were like, you know what? Damn it, we should do a podcast about this.
So Rich is our producer.
Hi, Rich.
He's awesome.
He's great. And one of the things that I think about as we've been prepped to getting started for this journey, and I would say it's something that we would use as sort of a mantra as we move forward, I guess, would be one of the things Rich said in the beginning to me was, it doesn't matter your topic, as long as you're passionate about it. Rich doesn't even watch Walking Dead. That's, full disclosure, does not watch Walking Dead or any of the shows that we gab about. We literally just got him to listen to Serial, seriously. So he doesn't watch any of those shows, and he saw in us the discussion passion, though, we could talk about this for hours kind of passion about the topic. And he thought that was something that we could give to other people.
Yep.
Spread it amongst the land, if you will.
He found us interesting, so maybe you guys will too.
Yeah. I don't know, Julie, if you want to talk, Julie did a little bit of podcast research when we were discovering that we wanted to do this. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of the things you've seen and how we want to sort of do some things and some not some others? And
one of my biggest pet peeves is if you are reviewing a show that you are supposed to like, then you shouldn't talk badly about that show.
Bingo.
We are both avid fans of all things Walking Dead, and I don't want to sit here and have you guys listen to me and I'm talking about how I didn't like this episode, or of course there's going to be things that you don't like in an episode, but
exactly.
I don't want the entire podcast to be I didn't like this, I didn't like that. So that was probably one of my biggest pet peeves as I was finding these podcasts.
Julie literally said to me, I listened to one today. First thing he said was, I hated this week's episode. And then she looked at the counter and realized that podcast was almost 2 hours long. Like, how can you go on for 2 hours about something that you claim you didn't enjoy?
Exactly.
And don't get me wrong, there will be times where there'll be, I didn't like this tack they took, or I wasn't a fan of this storyline. I wish this was a little clunky or whatever.
That happens with everything.
Yeah, but the driving passion behind it for the actual storyline, the situation, even, I would say, is what we really enjoy.
So we're gonna strive to give you a podcast that is just talking about the show itself and what we liked and just things like that. We want you to enjoy what we're talking about, because we enjoy talking about it.
So that's us. That's what we're gonna bring to the table. We're passionate about our topic, and we really hope that you guys will join in on the conversation with us, because we'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to hear your questions, how you felt about an episode, how you felt about a character's storyline and their arc. We've got a Facebook page set up for the podcast. Just search for Aim for the Head on Facebook. Like that page.
Share it with your friends.
We plan on having questions. We'll have discussions that'll start there and most likely get discussed during future podcast episodes. And also, if you've got questions or comments, feel free to send those right along to our email account, which is aimfortheheadpodcast@gmail.com. I'm Diana.
And I'm Julie.